All right, so we look at the Apert syndrome. We look at a lot of syndromes which are kind of like things that will usually affect your face, affect the face of children, so to say. And we look at the Apert syndrome, look at the Crouzon syndrome, we look at the Pfeiffer syndrome, we look at the Carpenter syndrome, we look at the Saethre Chotzen syndrome. So all of them are just accordingly. Like if you see the picture now, the first name is Apert, second one is Crouzon, do you understand? Third one is Pfeiffer. You understand? This is Pfeiffer. Then it follows like that down. So let's look at them one by one. So the first one that we have is Apert syndrome, and this is Apert syndrome, and I'm discussing all of them together, so it's just touch, but the pictures of course will give you a very good idea of the issues that people having this usually face. So for Apert syndrome, there's a mutation in the gene known as the FGFR2 gene. So there's craniosynostosis. That means the way the head is arranged is not right. Do you understand? Well, midface hypoplasia in the middle of the face, it seems kind of like smaller. Okay, then Syndactyly. So if you look at the hand is webbed. You understand? It's joined together. Then what again? Okay, webbed fingers or toes. Okay, but most of the times it's always the fingers. Then high forehead, a bulging eye. You can pause to observe the picture. All the features are also listed on the picture. Alright, so it's autosomal dominant, that you inherit it. And then about the Crouzon, this is Crouzon. Crouzon, you can see how the eyes are popped out. So in Crouzon too, there's a mutation of a gene known as the what? FGFR2 gene. So there's craniosynostosis, there's a shallow eye socket. Do you understand? So your eye socket is not really deep. That's why your eyes have to kind of like bulge out. You get? So they have a big nose, there's an underdeveloped jaw, and there's usually hearing loss. So people having this, they usually have difficulties in hearing. Then for the Pfeiffer syndrome, this is Pfeiffer. Okay, so Pfeiffer too, there's what? Craniosynostosis. That means what? Your head, the way your head is formed is not right. So this way is what? Pushed up. You understand? It's pushed up. You get? Then we have a broad thumb. We have big toes. The mid face, what? Hypoplasia. Okay, mid face hypoplasia. Then bulging eye sockets. So the eye sockets too are pushed out. So then we have the Carpenter syndrome. So after the Pfeiffer, what you got is a Carpenter. So they call this Carpenter because the head is looking like a hammer. Alright. So Carpenter syndrome, let me on the light at my back. Okay, fine. So the Carpenter syndrome, what do we got? Craniosynostosis, Polydactyly. So you're having, if they would have showed the fingers are more than what is supposed to be there. Then what again? Syndactyly, heart defects. The person is obese, is so big. The intellectual disability. Okay. Then we have the Saethre Chotzen syndrome. This is the Saethre Chotzen syndrome. Now you might feel like this boy is okay, but no, okay. You could see how his legs are kind of like joined, his fingers, there's the way they are, you know. So let's look at it. There's craniosynostosis, so the head shape too. It's not nice, but it's not too worse like that. You understand? Facial symmetry. There's a low hairline. There's ptosis. Can you see the way this guy is looking at you? The eyes are not 100% open. The eyes are looking so dim like that. You know. Then what again? Syndactyly. Alright. So this one is a mildest form. That's why you could even almost say that, oh, this boy is normal, but you understand, he's still having some 1 or 2 issues. All right, so this is a summary of what we have between those 5 conditions. This is a summary of what you got. All right, so I think that's what we have.